Hello and welcome to the jungle. I'm Anastasia. I'm an entrepreneur, an author, a shaman, a mindset coach, and now I am in the Amazon rainforest. And I'm here to work with ayahuasca. I wanted to record this video because I have a lot of people that I've met throughout the years who've been asking me about ayahuasca, people who have been interested to work with it. I have worked with ayahuasca before here in the jungle in Peru, and it changed my life. And I wanted to record this video to share how my previous experience was and what I'm working on now, why I've come here now, and what I'm thinking about for my next ayahuasca experiences. Ayahuasca has become really popular in the last decade. I remember when I came to Peru last time, ayahuasca wasn't a thing that everybody talked about. Like, I remember I kept it kind of secret actually from most of my friends and colleagues. I didn't talk about it at work when I came back, so it was kind of more of taboo than it is now. Now every second person is either done ayahuasca or looking to do ayahuasca. And it's a really interesting trend. On one hand, it's great. People are looking for spiritual awakenings. People are looking to go inwards and they want to find out more. They want to connect with the world. They want to connect with, God, spirit, the universe. And ayahuasca is one of the ways to do this. The interesting part that we have now as part of this trend is that so many, shamans, people are bringing ayahuasca to places around the world. So I've heard that you can find ayahuasca in, Bali, in Dubai even. I know that, in cities like New York, London, Barcelona, Portugal, you can have ayahuasca. So it's a little bit strange to me, to be honest, because I have been very, very fortunate to be able to come here where ayahuasca grows, and you have people who have been working with ayahuasca since they were very small because they were parents, their fathers or their grandfathers, they were healers in the community, and so they passed on the knowledge and the powers of working with medicine plants to their sons. And so, I have been very fortunate financially and just in life to be able to find people who can bring me here, who can show me. There are monkeys. There's like a bunch of monkeys behind. I love the jungle. I've been very fortunate to meet people who work with ayahuasca in a very traditional way. So we have small ceremonies in a specially built maloca, which is a specially built ceremonial place. And there is a very strict protocol of how the ceremony is held. And the whole idea of doing ayahuasca, according to the local traditions, isn't to have a trip, isn't to have, to see the movies, but it is to have an entheogenic experience. So to have a spiritual experience, an awakening, something that allows you to access, your higher self, knowledge, wisdom, to also heal parts of yourself that need healing, to help heal your body. So the process is actually very deep and very different. Intention with the local healers, the ones that are working in the traditional way, is really to help you heal. It's a healing process. It's a medicine that you work with. You don't do ayahuasca so that you can have a trip. And it's really funny because while we were traveling around Peru this time, I heard and I saw advertisements for ayahuasca ceremony, ayahuasca retreats, and you can have them in Cusco, you can have them all over the place. And I think it's just part of that trend of people kind of trying to monetize and jump on this popularity of the medicinal plant. Now, the problem with that is that there are over 200 ways of making ayahuasca. And a lot of the times these people who are trying to monetize on the tourists, gringos, the white people looking to do ayahuasca, is they mix in different medicine plants or different flowers, different plants that create a much more powerful visual experience, a much more powerful trip. And sometimes that doesn't always mix with our bodies. Some of these plants are actually they're dangerous for the Caucasian DNA in the body because they start to close off the esophagus and start suffocating people. So people actually feel like they're dying in the experience. And that's not what you want, really, if you're coming for a spiritual awakening. And so the first time I was here 10 years ago, my experience the first time I had ayahuasca was very, very gentle, and it was very, very loving. I would say that it was for me a moment of truly connecting with this loving, all-encompassing power. You know, you can call it God, universe, the creator, whatever it was. It was just this incredible feeling of being home, being loved, being protected, being guided. And after that experience of ayahuasca, my life changed because I was no longer okay to be a cog in the machine where I was working in London in an office in a job that on paper was great, but I actually hated and you know, really wanted to do something more. I wanted to be creative. I wanted to travel the world, what I'm doing now. But in that moment in time, I was so scared. I was, you know, kind of living as part of this matrix where I thought that I had to do a certain thing or be a certain somebody in order to, you know, please my parents or have a certain status in the society, care about what I wore, you know, the brands and the kind of the money that comes with having a job in finance in London. And after ayahuasca, none of that mattered. None of it, because I could see things as they are. I could really see the world as it is. I understood the way that things are connected. I understood my place in the world and the love that the universe has for me, you know. And there was a phrase that I had during that experience is, I am my mother's daughter. But not my mother, my physical mother who gave birth to me on this planet. No, my mother as the creator, the God. And that feeling of I am my mother's daughter, it gave me so much confidence and courage in the darkest times where I didn't know if I, you know, could, if I wanted to take the risk, if it would work out, if I was good enough, you know, all those normal things that go through our heads. And that knowledge on a deeply physical level really helped me. And so this was 8 years ago, and I'm back here in the same place, and tonight we're having another ayahuasca ceremony. This is our first of the 3 that we're doing during this course. And I came here with very different intentions. You know, in the last 8 years, my life had completely changed. I left my job in London, I left finance, I started several businesses, I traveled the world, I moved to Cyprus, I lived in Barcelona, I lived in Bali, I eventually moved to Dubai, and I have kind of done the things that I wanted to do. And so I'm here again with the intention to help my body heal some of the problems that I've discovered that I've had recently, and also to get guidance on the next steps, on the next level, because I have so many things that I'm currently working on now, so many ideas that I want to put into life, and I would like guidance and clarity on those. So I'm very interested to see what the experience is going to be like. I'm also very curious about how it will impact my vision of the world, how it will impact the way that I see things, because last time I could really feel energies, I could really sense. I became very sensitive. When I returned to London from the trip, I could hear people's thoughts and I would know what they would say before they would speak, which was kind of scary, and I was kind of glad that it stopped after a while. And then also my hands were so, there was so much power in them after the ayahuasca. They were clean, and I could really move energy. And now with my teachings that I'm getting on kind of my path of a healer that I'm receiving, I wonder what the ayahuasca is going to show me, what it's going to do. And I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what it's going to do to me, and we'll definitely record another video to share what the experience has been after the ceremonies themselves. And if you're curious about doing ayahuasca, about working with a medicine, I'm going to record another video with an ayahuasquero who is the trained medicinal man working with ayahuasca. And I'm going to ask him questions that I'm sure a lot of you are posing, and I hope that they answer your questions. So I'm going to put a link to that video down in the description below. And I hope that you get a chance to work with this beautiful medicinal plant, but you do it in a way that is respectful of the tradition, that is respectful of the plant, and that is going to be healing and not damaging for you. So that's it from me. Warm regards from the jungle, and I'll see you in the next video.